BoyWithUke is an artist who has achieved one of the hardest feats in the music industry by creating a faceless brand. But he might just be paying the price for it. The truth is, it's just not as easy as it used to be for people to go from masked to unmasked, especially when the mask is such a major part of their brand. Recently, I feel as though Uke has been dropping some hints that he's coming closer and closer to a face reveal, so in this video, I would decide to look at what some others did right and wrong, and what it might mean for the future of Uke. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Dream is one of the most recent and obvious cases of a face reveal gone wrong. He had a huge rollout for it of influencer after influencer posting these reactions to seeing his face almost as trailers and creating really high expectations from the fan base, and also annoying fan bases who weren't really interested in Dream from the start.
Alright, for real, I'm dropping it.
Oh!
Hi.
Oh my god!
Hi. It is on.
You should have kept the mask on.
While Dream did get over 57 million views on his face reveal video, it wouldn't necessarily be a positive experience because he would be ridiculed on the internet for months after, and he would only upload on his main channel 4 times since then. On top of that, he would indicate that he was interested in doing IRL content, but it has been almost nowhere to be seen since then, likely due to how much hate he got from it. While it's hard to entirely blame Dream because he would describe himself as feeling forced to do the face reveal in the first place, it was pretty obvious some of the mistakes he made in the first place. One, if your brand is going to be your mask, you probably shouldn't make a blatant effort to promote your face reveal as much as you possibly can, and even if you were to do that, you shouldn't involve so many other creators because it's going to create really high expectations. The face reveal of How To Basic was a style that seems very familiar to BoyWithUke fans. The reason for this is because in the past, BoyWithUke has mentioned that he's in one of his music videos, but not really said who specifically it is. How To Basic had a video posted on his channel where plenty of YouTubers and even Post Malone would go on to claim that they are How To Basic. As far as I was able to tell, we still don't really know if How To Basic was in the video to any degree. He could have been any of the YouTubers who had this as a side channel, or he could have not been in the video at all. That's part of the beauty of this face reveal. If BoyWithUke were to do something similar, he could bring a ton of different musicians together, generate a lot of hype, and make the whole video about much more than just his appearance. His appearance would almost be a background topic, with most people trying to figure out, was Uke actually any of the artists shown, while getting to appreciate all the artists that did actually show up in the video. I think at the end of the day, this is a safer and slower way to start introducing his face to his audience without the talk being about how attractive he is, rather which person in the video could have been him. Of course, for him to do it, it can't only be well-known artists, and they would have to include some people who aren't really known altogether. But let me know if you think that would be a good idea for Uke. Another great example was Jaden Animations, who, as far as I could tell, took a different route than literally everybody else who has ever done a face reveal. Part of the reason for this was because her face was leaked by another YouTuber, and a few months later she felt as though she had to address it and had to kind of come out with the information, but she would have a very vulnerable video where she would just talk about exactly why she was doing a face reveal, why she wasn't comfortable with it, and that's what the main conversation would really be about. Some of the reasons that she gave for not being comfortable with showing her face in the past was that she wanted her looks to be completely separate from her content, she didn't want her looks to impact the success of her content, and that she didn't want her fans to care too much about her. By the end of the video, she only ended up showing her face for 1 or 2 seconds, and this would lead to a lot of fans not even knowing that she ever did a face reveal in the first place because they didn't make it to the end of the video, but a few years later, it taking a really dedicated fan to actually realize that she did a face reveal in the first place. She was more comfortable with this because she said that she wanted her face to be available if people really wanted to look for it, but she didn't really care for the casual person to know what she looks like. I think this, yet again, is a good example of something that BoyWithUke might be a bit more comfortable with, where his face is out there if you really wanted to look for it, but it's not something that's being forced on his fans, and he can still go with the mask as his brand. At the end of the day, BoyWithUke is not dumb and obviously realizes that the vast majority of his success and his brand is built around the mask. But this doesn't mean that he can't show his face. He just can't do a completely drastic change from only having the mask to only showing his face, because that would be completely deadly for his brand. Just from the examples in this video, it seems like there's 3 different ways he could go about it. He could do a reveal without really making a big deal out of it and drawing a lot of attention to it. That way only more dedicated fans know, and casual fans for just a little while. He could be very vulnerable, really explain himself, and have the conversation mainly be about whatever he says in the video. Or he could take the how-to basic route, bring a lot of people together, tease whether he actually does or doesn't do the face reveal, and have people kind of come to a conclusion themselves on what he may look like. I think either way, there's no real losing option for BoyWithUke as long as he stays with the mask for the long run, but I think it would be nice for him to have the option to not wear it 24/7. Truthfully, I think one of the most beautiful parts of the mask is that when you think of Uke, you think of the mask, and when you think of the mask, you think of Uke. It allows anyone to envision themselves as him. Anybody can be BoyWithUke for Halloween, and it really just makes him stand out from everybody else, even though it's such a simple design. Let me know what you guys think of the future, if you even want Uke to show his face in the first place, and what you would like to see next.